I made 6 of the best center builds in NBA 2K26. There's really not a one size fits all center build anymore. You really have to just make one that kind of fits your playstyle. So today I'll be showing you a 6'9" popper and a 6'9" inside, a 7-foot popper and a 7-foot inside, a 7'4" popper and a 7'4" post score. My player builder is very confusing this year with all the badge perks, cap breakers, and build specialization quests. I'm gonna be honest, some of y'all might not even have a clue about what I'm talking about right now. But don't worry, because I factored in all of these things when making these builds, and I'm getting closer to 900K subscribers. But to close the gap, we're gonna play a quick game. You must subscribe if you're making a center this year. You must subscribe if you ate a fruit today. You must subscribe if you're wearing the color blue right now. And of course, you must subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And although I'm putting you guys onto the best center builds today, there is something that would help you with everything else. If you need help making your build, jump shot, or animations, NBA2K26.com has you covered. You can find a ton of the best information for free. But if you want the premium stuff like the best data for jump shot bases, jump shot releases, shot speeds, green windows, and average green percent, they even have a custom jump shot recommender where you can connect your controller and find the best jump shot for your timing. Use code SOLA for 20% off all of this premium data that will help you take your game to the next level. I know I'm going to be on the website this year for 2K26. I'll put a link in the description to NBA2K26.com. What's up, guys? It's Solo back with another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys 6 center builds. The first one I'm showing you guys right here is going to be the most versatile one, and the one that you guys will probably want to make, especially if you plan on playing pretty much every single game mode. Now, if you guys haven't seen, centers can go up to 7'4" this year. They go from 6'7" to 7'4", and they can get an 89 3-pointer with a 90 mid-range. That gets crazy bad. You get gold set shot, max +2 that up to legend on the tallest build in the game, a 7'4". But anyways, the first build we're gonna be making is a 6'9" popper. So a shooting center. We're gonna go 244 on the weight because that's gonna give you the ability to get 99 rebounding while also being the fastest. And then we're gonna max out the wingspan at 7'3". You guys can see right here, the 94 defensive rebound will give us gold rebound chaser, and it'll give us Hall of Fame box out beast. Now, I'm not too worried about the badges off rip because we're going to be going with the rebounding build specialization quest path, which eventually, you know, you can cap breaker the D board to 96, and then you can just max +1 your rebound chaser. There's going to be a lot of ways, you know, if you get more cap breakers from the rep system, you could boost it up to 99 eventually, you know, through that as well. And then right here, we're going to go 91 strength for gold brick wall, which I did ask, and the gameplay developers confirmed. I don't know how no one had asked this yet, but they confirmed you can get brick wall up if you go the rebounding path. Although brick wall is a strength badge, it is a physicals badge, but you can you know, max +1 or max +2 it with the build specialization. So right here, we're gonna go 83 midi, 78 on the 3-point shot. You guys can see all the badges: silver set shot, bronze dead eye, a few other ones, which we are going to be max +2ing set shot up to Hall of Fame. So we're gonna have some very good shooting on this build. Then we're gonna go with a 72 standing dunk, 65 pass accuracy. We're gonna get that bronze rise up, and then for the passes, we're gonna get bronze dimer, bronze break starter. I'll go over all of the max +2, max +1, and the cap breaker stuff at the end because I know that can get a little bit confusing. Then we're gonna get an 85 steal, which if you do want to, you can max +2 interceptor up to legend, or you can max +1 it to Hall of Fame. Paint patroller is gonna be unlocked at a 74 block, and perimeter, we're gonna need that as well. And there also are going to be some changes to this build. Like, I would like to get possibly a little bit more perimeter, which I'll talk about at the end when the build is done. But we're going to go 74 to get some of those bronze perimeter badges. And then we're going to go with a 74 interior defense for post lockdown. Next up, vertical. This is very important when it comes to centers. I hate when centers go low vertical. You got to have high vertical. And honestly, I want more vertical than an 82. I was talking to Iggy Mo, quick shout out to Iggy Mo, you know, he's in the 2K League, he's a Twitch streamer, but he was saying the vertical is fine. I would like to get a little bit more. And then something else he was telling me, which I'm about to talk about in a second, is he's thinking, you know, you could go no midi on poppers this year with the no RNG pure green window. You could consider going no midi. That'll free up a lot of attributes. So real quick, you guys can look at the final build. This is the 6'9" popper that I made. Some of the changes, I would want to get max agility. So in order to do that, you could lower your O board by 1 to 80, or your vert by 1 or 2 to go to 81 or 82. That should allow you to get that 74 or 75 agility. And then you could consider going no midi, just going maxed out on 3-pointer, getting like an 80 3-pointer. That'll give you the same badges, but you might lose a jump shot base or 2. And then you could also consider lowering strength to 85. Your brick wall will be 1 tier lower, but it'll still be high with the max +1 and max +2s. And then that will allow you to get the 84 perimeter, possibly block, or more offense rebound. Again, it depends how you want to make the build, but these are all things you can consider. Now you can look at the takeovers. We only get 4 off rip, but eventually we will be unlocking the custom takeovers. But yeah, you guys can look at those if you want. And then we get shades of Wes Unseld, DeMarcus Cousins, and Nikola Jokic. It's going to be called a ball snatching midi bully. So a pretty cool name. You guys can see everything else, the go-to badges, the top attributes, the strengths and the weaknesses. Lacks post scoring ability as a weakness. I don't really care about that as a 6'9" popper, you know, that's for a post score. And again, if you want to make a more well-rounded center, then hey, take down, you know, some of the rebounding or something and give yourself post control. But that's just not the type of player that I want to be. And then this is the jumper that I've been using a lot for these poppers, for these tall guards. Matt Ryan base is looking very good. You know, they locked a lot of bases, possibly going to be rep rewards. We'll have to see. But Matt Ryan is one that is still in the game. And look at it, the jumper's looking very smooth. You can shoot with the button or you can shoot with the stick. Both of them are looking very, very good. And yeah, you guys could just watch me shooting around. But the next build I'm gonna show you guys is a 6'9" inside. And honestly, it might just be my favorite build that I made out of all of these center builds. All right, so now we got the 6'9" inside center. And also the reason why I'm not making 6'7s, I know a lot of people were saying, where are the 6'7" poppers? There's 7'4" builds now, and I just don't know, bro. And I feel like you'll be able to shoot with the taller builds with the new, you know, shooting features and stuff. So I don't know. I think the meta is gonna be taller than 6'7", like 6'8", 6'9", maybe even 6'10". Probably not 6'10", but yeah, we're gonna go 6'9", 248 on the weight, 7'3" maxed out wingspan, and then you're gonna go 97 D board with a 91 O board. Now you can go like 96 or 94 on the D board. We'll talk about that more later. But if you want the best build off the rip, you know, out the gate when the game first drops, then this is going to be a very good build. If we're talking about cap breakers and finishing all the quests and stuff like that, you know, a long-term build, you might want to consider dropping the D board to 96 or even 94 and then cap breakering it up and just using the max +1 and 2s and stuff. But we're going to go 91 vertical. We're going to be jumping out the gym on this build. 91 strength, again, giving us that gold brick wall, which we can boost up. And again, once you do the build specialization for rebounding, again, brick wall, you can boost that up with the max +2 because you're not going to need a max +2 for box out beast or rebound chaser when you have that 99 D board. You could use that for brick wall. 80 speed, 75 agility. I like that. I want to be as fast as possible on inside center. We're going to be snagging and we're going to be playing defense. That's the goal. With the 85 steal as well, we're going to max +2 interceptor to legend. I think you have to be 6'7" if you want to get a 99 steal anyways, but I don't think we're going to see a lot of poppers with 99 steal. You know, we saw a lot of Jay Bullen builds, what they were called last year, going 99 steal. There's really no point when you can go max +2 or max +1 on interceptor, in my opinion. You can see the rest of the build. We're going 76 on the pass act for silver dimer. We also finished out the defense, 74 interior, 74 perimeter, and then 74 block. Then for the standing dunk, we are going to be going with an 80. No, we're going 90, 85. I'm tripping. You know, sorry, this is a post commentary. I wish I could do this live, but 85 standing dunk, and that's going to give us every standing dunk in the entire game. You can see all the package are here. We're getting every single standing dunk, and just like the last build, there are a few tweaks I'll tell you guys about at the end of this build once we finish filling everything out, because once you look at, like, there's so many ways to just tweak builds, you know what I'm saying? And I made this at community day, so there's ways to make it better, and I'll tell you guys. But we're gonna go 80 dunk. That's gonna give us some dunk packages, 70 layup for the layup badge, physical finisher, I think it's called, on bronze. And then we're just going to finish it off with a 76 interior, and I'll explain the max +1s once again. So we're going to put interceptor up to legend. It's going to go from gold to legend. We're going to put rise up or dimer to Hall of Fame. Then brick wall is going to be going to legend with our max +2 for the build specialization. Posterizer is going to go to silver. You could change that out if you don't want to do that. And then rise up or dimer, whichever one you didn't pick for the max +2, we're going to be putting up max +1 to gold. And then the cap breakers, of course, will go on rebounding to get that 99 rebound for legend rebound chaser and legend box out beast. Of course, you're going to get 2 cap breakers from the build specialization quest, and you will see we get shades of Andre Drummond, Ben Wallace, and Dwight Howard. These are some of the craziest shades I think I got on any of my builds. I mean, that is just straight up crazy. The build is called a physical ball snatcher. I don't know. I love these shades. I know a lot of people love looking at shades. I don't really care. Like if I get shitty shades and a bad build name, I don't care as long as the build is good itself. But going back to the build and the changes that I would possibly make, you can go down from 97 D board to 92 or 94, just in case you want to use the max plus 2. I mean, I would use it on brick wall, to be honest. So max plus 2 brick wall, go 94 on the D board. Put the 2 cap breakers on D board. You're gonna have a 96 now with Hall of Fame rebound chaser. Then you max plus 1 rebound chaser. You also have to max plus 1 box at least, but you have a lot of badge perks to go around anyways. And then also, once you take down that rebound, that's gonna free up a lot of attributes. You can get 84 perimeter for challenger, immovable enforcer, and pick dodger. And then you could also try to get 90 standing dunk for gold rise up, I believe. Yeah, I think, yeah, gold rise up, maybe it's all, I think it's gold rise up. You know, that'll make the build a little bit better. That's something to consider. So now we're on to the 7-foot builds, and let's start off with a 7-foot shooting center, a 7-foot popper. So of course we're gonna go center, 7 foot for the height. For the weight, we're gonna be going 255, and then for the wingspan, there's a lot of options here. I don't recommend going minimum wingspan on centers. I always like to go max wingspan, maybe 1 down, but for whatever reason, well, there is a reason. I went 7.2 because you guys can see we get an 89 mid-range shot for gold set shot, which you can max plus 2 to legend. Now, do I agree with this decision? Again, I made this at community day. I don't know if I agree with this decision. Legend set shot specialist is going to be insane. Like, you're going to be shooting crazy on this build, but I think when it comes to the meta, when it comes to the comp, you know, I'm thinking 2s and 3s, for example. On the 5s, this might hit, probably still not though. You probably want to go max wingspan or again close to max, just for the better rebounding animations and defensive stuff, right? So, and then the big mistake that I made is if I am gonna go for this crazy shooting build, I've got to get limitless range, and I didn't do that. I stopped at a 78 3-pointer. So if you are gonna go for the legend set shot, which is glitchy, then make sure you're getting an 83 3-pointer to get limitless range. But something to consider is just going max wingspan. Your shooting's still gonna be probably fine, and then, you know, just being better at rebounding and defense. So we're gonna go 97 O board again for Hall of Fame, box out beast Hall of Fame, rebound chaser 90 on the D board. And again, you probably want to go 94 O board instead. Put the 2 cap breakers when you get them from the build specialization quest on O board. Then you're gonna have a 96 again, max plus 1 rebound chaser and box out beast up to legend, and then max plus 2 brick wall with your 91 strength. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, out the gate, if you do go 97 rebounding, the build's gonna be crazy. But I think long term, you're probably gonna want to go 94. 60 on the steal, perfectly getting us that bronze interceptor. That's going to be big. There's no point of going 67 to get glove on a footer. You don't need that. 84 on the block for silver paint patroller, silver high flying denier. Also, we got the 80 vertical. We got the maxed out speed, 68, and agility at 55. For the pass accuracy on footers, 7-foot builds, I always love to get pass accuracy. You're going to go 87 for that gold break starter. You also have gold dimer, bronze bailout, and gold versatile visionary, which we are going to be boosting dimer up to legend with a max plus 2. We'll talk about those later. Then we're going to go 81 standing next to perfectly finish off the build, giving us that silver rise up. And I like this. Well, actually, there's a lot of changes. I mean, I already talked about them. Again, I think if you're going to go with the shooting, the low wingspan, you got to get limitless. But I would probably recommend going high wingspan. And then again, bringing the O board down to 94, 2 cap breaks onto that to get 96, and then max plus 1ing, rebound chaser, and box out. Max plus 2ing brick wall. So here's all the boosts. We're gonna go max plus 2 set shot to legend on this version of the build, max plus 2 dimer to legend, max plus 2 brick wall to legend. So we're gonna have a lot of legend badges, max plus 1 dead eye to gold, and then max plus 1 high flying denier to gold. Of course, the cap breakers are going on the rebounding. And yeah, the changes, again, you got to get the limitless range. Max wingspan's probably the move. Lower the O board to like 94 most likely, or maybe 92. And also, I didn't get a 74 interior. I don't know what I was thinking, but you probably should get that for post lockdown on bronze. And then another thing to consider, if you do go max wingspan, of course, is no midi. You could consider going no midi, just kind of maxing out the 3-point. That'll free up a lot of attributes, going with like a 70 midi instead of an 89. That frees up so much, but I don't know what else you're really gonna want on this build. But that's an option as well. And as you guys can see here, we get shades of Jack Sigma, Nikola Jokic, and Joel Embiid. The build is called a physical midi glass visionary. I think when you guys, you know, put the changes onto the build that I mentioned, I think that it's going to come out pretty good. But I mean, overall, the build is good as is. If you do want that legend set shot, that is definitely going to be glitchy. Next up, we have a 7-foot inside center build, and I actually like this build a lot. This is the one that I made my YouTube short on and my TikTok on because I just like it that much. I think it's probably one of the best ones. 7 foot for the height, 248 for the weight, because that's going to give us the 91 strength and still allow us to be the fastest. Then we're going to go max wingspan, 7'6" on the wingspan. Now to start off, O board, again, we're going 97. Again, I probably say go 94 instead. That'll free up some attributes. It makes the build specialization a little bit better. You put the 2 cap breakers on there for 96, then you max +1 the badges up. It just makes sense. 91 strength, again, brick wall. You go the rebounding build specialization, that still applies. You could still max +2 brick wall up to legend. So that is what we will be doing. Vertical to an 83, you got to max out. We have actually all maxed physicals now that I see it. 69 speed, 57 agility, 91 strength, 83 vertical. We're gonna go 60 steel to get that bronze interceptor. And this build's looking pretty crazy, and it's only gonna get crazier. For the block, we're gonna go with a, I believe 84 block for that silver paint patroller, silver high flying denier. And then we're gonna be upgrading our interior defense to a 74 for bronze post lockdown. I think if you have that height, the wingspan, the strength, you're not gonna need the interior too much more. I know some people are gonna want like that in at least the 80s, and you can tweak it if you want to. Then we're gonna go 92 pass accuracy for that Hall of Fame dimer, gold break starter, silver bailout, and gold versatile visionary. You guys know if you're gonna play 5s pro-am rec, you gotta throw the breaks down. That's how you get so many points. Same with the 3s, you gotta be able to throw it down the court to your guard. Then we're going 90 standing dunk. You're getting every standing dunk in the entire game, and this will give you gold rise up as well, which you can max +1 to Hall of Fame or max +2, but I've written down max +1 makes the most sense. Again, I'll go over all of those at the end of what you're going to want to put your badge perks on, your cap breakers, all that. We're going to get an 87 driving dunk for silver posterizer and a 70 layup for bronze physical finisher. I like this build a lot. Like, I feel like there's not too many flaws. There's nothing you can really point at. Obviously, it can't shoot, but that's the point of the build. It's supposed to be just a crazy rebounder, crazy finisher, and overall solid paint protector. And it can pass too. Like, look at it. Okay, so for the badge perks, we're gonna max +2 break starter to legend. Then we're gonna max +2 posterizer to Hall of Fame. So that's gonna be on Hall of Fame. Max +2 brick wall to legend. I explained that earlier. Max +1 rise up to Hall of Fame, and max +1 dimer to legend. Now that's if you go with the 97 rebounding and you just put the 2 cap breakers on the rebounding, and then you have your legend badges. But like I said, you might want to go 94 rebounding, because that'll free up some more stats. You can get more interior, you could possibly get a 95 standing. It's up to you. The 99 rebounding stat is of course going to help if you have 99 of an attribute, but what might be better is going 94, cap breaking it up to 96, and then max +1, max +2, or whatever, your badge is up. Or when you get cap breaks from the rep system, you could just put 3 on there, and then bang, you have your 99 rebounding stat. That's probably the move. And this build gets shades of Shaq, Zubac, and 4-time Depoy Gobert. And the build is called a Glass Visionary Poster Dunker. You guys can see the rest. Go-to badges, which all of those will be legend once we boost them up with the badge perks: A+ O board, A pass accuracy, A strength. What are the weaknesses? I'm skipping the strengths. I mean, the strengths are crazy, but what are the weaknesses? Not a pick and pop option yet. We're not a shooter. Pull up, mid ranges, and up. Yeah, I mean, we're just not a shooter. So that's the only thing about the build, is that we can't shoot. Literally, everything else is insane, and that's what I like about this build the most. This next center build is the most toxic build in the entire game. It is going to be a 7'4" post score with shades of Yao Ming. That's crazy. Shades of Yao Ming. We got Robert Parrish and Ralph Sampson, some other post scorers from back in the day. Now in my day, 83 is crazy. Yo, you're Unk if you're watching right now and you were born or you were alive back then. You're low key, that's crazy. 83, called a board hunting mid post bully, and I posted this yesterday, so you guys are gonna want to check out that video. And the most toxic build in the game, it's a 7'4" post score, and there's also a 7'4" popper in that video. Subscribe if you guys enjoy this video. We're gonna hit 900K soon, and I'm probably live right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/solo_. I'll put a link in the description. Click the video pop on your screen right now if you haven't seen it yet.